Startups do not need employees. And why that's the best practice? That's what we're going to find out today. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lena Sakai. I'm Green Business Post editor. And today we're going to talk about startups, why they do not need these employees, and what does that has to do with ESG professionals? Why that's best practice that we need to understand. Let's correlate so you can understand. Firstly, every ESG professional needs to understand how business works. So, to begin with, you need to understand how it's created and what's important, what's the best practices for creation of a business. Secondly, a startup, an innovation that has everything to do with ESG. In the ESG sector, we're looking for the best practice to solve problems, to help improve like human quality of life, human life, um, nature preservation, preservation of resources. So, if we understand how we can, the best practices of a startup, we can help startups develop, we can help innovative solutions to develop. And by doing so, we are helping the community to develop more solutions to the problems that we'll need to solve. So we need to understand how these innovations work and the best practices that involves. And today's best practice is something to do with like you think like what? How a startup does not need an employee? But wait, it's in the beginning of the business, and many people does not know that. In the beginning, like let's explain how it works, like how we create a business, an innovative business, a startup. Firstly, you think of a problem. That's what we all know. We know so many problems. Think of one. Then you need to create a solution for the problem, a solution that you like, it's innovative, it's new, it's different, it's like maybe the best. That's how entrepreneurs should think. Like how we can solve that problem the best way with less resources possible and that can impact as many people as possible, that is scalable. So that's how they think. But how are they going to develop it? They had an idea of a solution. Then they need to find more professionals to help them, not by themselves. They need to find other people to help them develop this service or product. And then they will find a complementary professionals. Like, for example, we are from management, then suppose we need to create a prototype of a product. So maybe we need an engineering, and if it's in the sector of the agriculture, so we need someone from the agriculture sector, and so on. So maybe these three, like I'm a manager need an engineering, then I need someone from agriculture. We have three. So it starts like this, but you're not going to hire an engineering or an agriculture engineering. I don't know, this a professional that you're going to need. Maybe I don't know, maybe a farmer partner. I don't know. You're not going to hire these people. You're going to share equity of the solution you're creating. You need to convince them. You need to bring them to your business. They need to believe in the business, in the solution, and they need to work for the equity. And why that's the best practice? Why not to hire them? Firstly, entrepreneurs usually they don't have the money to like to start a business, start paying everyone to do everything, to create a prototype, and no. And That's not the best way to create things, not even projects. It needs to be sustainable. So they need to save resources, okay? That's the first, like it's the first um, reason. A second reason is because I'm going to bring you a real case. Recently, I think in 2, 3 years ago, I think, yeah, some years ago, there was this entrepreneur. He's an attorney, well succeeded attorney. He had a lot of money. He earned a lot of money with his work, and he wanted to create a startup. He was like very involved, very engaged, and he created a solution to something. He had ideas, and he draw in his ideas, and he paid someone to develop this website that is a tool. It's not a like a website that anyone can create in WordPress or whatever. No, it's a innovative one. It's a tool that was developed from scratch, and he paid this professional to do that. What happened? He paid like $200,000 approximately, and that professional, like he finished the work and gave it to him and said goodbye. I am going to work for a company that is paying well, and hope your work I hope your tool works. I hope your business will grow and everything will get fine. And he just went away and goodbye, said goodbye. So comment here if you know what this means, or if you don't know, guess what this means. Most people are not developers, right? Most of them is yes, professionals are managers, from business managers, which is very difficult work. If and I'm going to, while you're writing, guessing, I'm going to say, if management were easy, all the problems in the world was solved, right? We wouldn't need to have the sustainable development goals. The hunger would be solved, poverty would be solved, resource would not be a problem. Is everything a management issue? But the real world is like it, it involves like infinite factors that makes the execution of management so difficult. That's why like management is very important and it's very difficult. Time's up. I'm going to say what happened, what it means. When this professional said goodbye, it means that all that work he gave him, with the code, everything, but not the documentation, it kind of it's not worth nothing anymore. And why that? He lost $200,000. Why? Because in this programming, coding, and this development work, um, you have to like you code in a way that the computer understands what it needs to be done, right? So there is a logic you need to create. So the way you code, every programmer, developer has a way of thinking, has a way of development logic and the solutions. So every code is different, and uh, they need to organize all these codes and all these processes in files, uh, where he would put the data, where he would um, in each file, and the requisitions. So every professional of this area, they organize their code, their files in a way. And a whole tool, this whole website tool that he created, it's a lot of code to be to be s- like if to be studied for someone like I got here. Let's see what he did without him. It's very difficult and a lot of effort to understand what he did, to understand how he organized the files, and to understand his logic. And it takes so much time to do that that it's better to start from scratch, to start the coding, all like the drawing, all the logic of the drawing, the templates, but the coding, it's better to start this from scratch than to take time to understand and continue that work, because it would take the same time kind of. So the effort of a professional coming here now and develop things from scratch is better, because he will use his way of working to develop something, and then he can documentate, and with the documentation is the explaining of how things were done. So this business professional, he was not nice. He was not professional, like no ethics, left the code there, and doesn't matter. Uh, he paid me already, right? He was paid, and that what he wanted. He was there because he was being paid. So that's why we say we should not hire uh, anyone in the beginning of the process of a creation of the solution of a startup of innovation, because people need to be engaged because they believe in the solution, not because of money. And money ends, and someone will offer a better salary for the person, and the person will leave you, because the person is there because of a salary, not because they believes in the idea and the cause or the solution. So that's why we brought this issue, because if like this case, the this business, it did not grow, it stopped there, it died there. And if startups, if innovations, if entrepreneurs, like, they don't develop their work, it dies there because of these little mistakes. How are we going to count on innovations that we need to solve the global problems, to solve the resource problems? So we need to as professionals understand this context to help give first, as we can, to the ecosystem of innovation of entrepreneurs. We as an ESG sector, we keep uh, demanding solutions for so many difficult problems. We have now the electric cars, and we need the batteries, and we need the source of the minerals that will not use the slavery, like forced work or children working. New material that has less negative impacts, less social impacts, better impacts. And if we do not know how these solutions are created, how are we going to, like, help them? Because they need help from the ecosystem. Entrepreneurs, especially, they are very vulnerable. They are the minority of people who wants to risk their time and money to create something that does not exist, and they need the support of the people that has, like, a salary. They do not have the salary when they're working in these new businesses. They don't have. don't have the salary. They are creating something, it's not selling yet. So they do not have the salary there. So we as ESG professionals need to understand this, need to get involved in this innovative ecosystem and help the entrepreneurs to receive the give first from the bigger organizations. And then the bigger organizations, it's like a partnership. They can help and be helped. That's how ESG professionals should see the innovative sector, the startups. And the startups will help ESG with the problems we need to solve, all of us. We need to solve all the responsibility we're thinking for society, for the planet. So that's why this issue of today is important, for you to little by little understand how business works, how business are created, and these details that end business, that kills business, that are mistakes that happens because people, like, for ignorance, people does not know, don't have the knowledge. And we as professionals, managers, we can help spread the word, help mentoring people. I think this is one of our responsibilities here. So you see, startups do not need employees in the beginning of their development. Then, if they have already solutions, they are professionalizing the processes. Of course, they need the employees. They can create a program of sharing the profits with the employees. But that's an issue for another talk. So, what did you think of the content of today? Did you know about it? Did you knew how important it is for you as ESG professional to understand business, how business works, how they are created, and how difficult it is for one, like, one detail, the business, like, it's killed, it's dead. It's like a chicken fly. It doesn't last. The fly doesn't last. It falls. So comment here what you think. Did you guessed before? Did you get it right? If you like the content, support the channel for free by liking and sharing with someone that might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, because the social media does not always deliver the notification, and we send events, we send new initiatives or coupons from partners by email. Thank you for watching. This was the content of today. Green Business Post: Responsible Impacts for Sustainable Communities.